Hey everyone, Marco here, and welcome to another recording session of Nurikabe World. Last time we got a little bit more done around the middle of the last few levels, Advance, and this time around we've got 3 level packs here. I've actually tried to record a little bit here, but then it got interrupted, so I only did 1 level that time. So let's redo that level and then do the rest. Alright, we start off with Worry. I don't quite know what the shape is, it looks kind of like a shoe, I guess. Anyways, let's begin with our usual stuff. If the numbers are diagonally adjacent or a space apart, we can just separate those. The 8 and the 3 will go out here, this 5 and this 3 will go down. This bit on the bottom left is unreachable now. It's got to be water, and that's got to connect to the rest. These bits of water have to connect to now. That gives our 3. This bit here can't be land. If it's land, it connects to the 4, and then the water is isolated. So this is water and goes out. Then the 4 fills that corner. Don't think anything can reach this spot. In fact, a lot of numbers are out of range here. This 4 only goes up to here. This 4 only goes up to here-ish. This 5 only covers this diagonal. This 8 would only go up to around here. So I think it's correct that nothing reaches any of these spots. These spots, like so. This corner is going to be reached by the 8. This corner is going to be reached by this 4, and this corner is going to be reached by this 4. This 5 has to go down here a bit. This 8 is going to go down here. I think what this means is that this space here will all be unreachable. This space is unreachable as well. This has to be filled in by the 4 from above. This bit of water goes here now. That gives us the 6 going around the outside. This 4 goes out a bit here. And this bit is water because the 3 flip-flops here, and that gives us a corner that the 3 needs to fill out. The 8 needs to fill out this corner. And this corner. And the 5 fills out that corner. So that's everything on the left side dealt with. This 4 flip-flops here, so this is water. This 2 flip-flops here, so this is water. Now this water can either connect to the rest of the grid through like this or like this. However, I think the problem we run into is this cell. If this cell here is land, it can't connect to anything. This 3 is out of range, this 4 is out of range. This is water. And actually, never mind. The water connection can just happen like so. That's fine. I'm actually not sure what I was getting at there. Okay, unreachable cells, bottom right corner addition. These all can't be reached, I think, which gives us the 2 going like so. This can also not be reached by the 3, 6, and the 4. That gives us this cell, which has to connect to the 6. That gives us some more unreachability here. This cell here has to connect to the 4, and it also has to fill in that corner. This 6 needs to be pressed along the bottom so that no whirlpools form alongside here. We have this corner now, which connects to the 3, and the 3 also fills in that pocket. So now we have this little bit of water up top that needs to connect to the rest of the water here. If we make a diagonal here, then this bit of water goes up and this corner needs to be filled in as well. That's bad. So we have this resolution over here. This connects to the 4, and this bit of water has to connect to the rest. And there we go. That's this. We have stairs now. I did some partial progress here last time I attempted to record. Let's reset. We've got a bunch of spaces here, which are diagonal or one apart. We can start with those. We also have a bunch of ones given, and this 2 only has one way it can go. This 1 is also given. This bit of water needs to go out, as well as this 5. This 2 flip-flops here, so this is water. This 4, it only has 2 spaces it can go on the right side. Can't go up here because that's next to the 2. Can't go over here either, so it definitely goes up at least once. This 5 goes out. This bit of water goes out as well, so the 5 goes out a little bit more. I think this has to be water, because if this is land, it connects to the 5, and that forms a diagonal wall, so this is water. This 3 goes down here, pincing the 2 in, making the 2 go down. This 4 goes down, this bit of water goes down as well. I think this cell here is unreachable. Can't connect to either of the 2s, or this 2 as well, or this 4. That gives us another corner which needs to be filled. If this spot here is land, that is bad news for this bit of water on the right, so this is water. These corners are filled in. This 4 has to take exactly 1 more cell above here, as to not form a pool like so. That's bad. So we have this. There's a diagonal wall if this is land, so this is where the water connects. Those spots get filled in by the 5. This bit of water has to go up. This bit 3 has to fill in the corner. That creates another place here that the 5 has to reach. This corner exists, and this has to be filled in by the 4. This bit of water connects, this 5 connects, this water connects, and we have the top half done. We have one large bit of water here at the top, which needs to connect to the rest of the grid, and it can only do so in this spot over here above the 4. This 2 flip-flops here, so this is water, that gives us another corner. This 4 fills in this corner. And now, I don't think it can take this, so this is water. The 4 either takes this or this spot. This bit is unreachable. 2 flip-flops between these. Oh yeah, these bits of water have to go out. 4 has to reach this corner here. That gives us our 2, that gives us our 4 as well, and one final spot that our 5 needs to reach. Awesome. Next one. Buried Sprawl. Okay, we've got some pairs here. We've got some 1s and 2s. Those are sort of gimmies over on the top left. We also have some pretty obvious ones on the bottom right, as well as this one here. The 6 and this 4 have to be separated. And that actually gives us some water in the top right that needs to connect to the rest by hugging the wall here. This 6 needs to reach into this area a little bit to prevent pools from forming, and just about manages to do that. This 5 and this 3 here, these pair of glues, they connect. That's going to make a size 8 region here. We're going to have water separating this from that too. And this bit of water needs to connect here as well. These bits of water need to connect. That gives us this corner here, which does need to reach the 8. And it has to hug the wall. It can't do a detour or else it makes a size 9 region. Holy, my voice is dying. Okay. We have to separate the 4, which is not a pair clue, from the 2, which is a pair. So this 2 goes over here and it's going to connect to the other 2. This 4 goes out as well, forcing these 2s to go down. And this goes up and around here. This spot here is land. It has to go down to connect to this 3 pair. This 3 and the 4 are separated. This size 8 region takes 1 more, and it's got to be one of these 2 to prevent a pool from forming in this area. So this is water. 4 has to connect to over here, to this little pocket. we're so close to finishing this. Let's see here. These threes need to connect at this spot, and then they take one more land cell next to these 2 bits of water to prevent a pool from forming here. So we do this. We surround this 3 here, the 4 goes down, and we have some more pockets we fill in. There we go. Really, 2. Okay. There's a 24. I guess that's what the really is for. And everything else is small numbers, which we can deal with fairly easily, I think. This bit of water goes down, giving us the 3. And again, we need to connect every single bit of water to the other bits of water. 2 goes out, this bit of water connects. This bit of water has to loop around here. So the 3 goes like so, the 2 goes like so, this 24 starts going out a little bit here. Pushing the 2 up, filling this pocket. This 3 goes out, this bit of water goes out. So the 24 needs to escape through this corridor here. This bit of water needs to connect the rest hugging the wall. The 24 goes right next to it, and it's going to go like so around here. Just need to connect the rest of the water to itself. And we have this connection going up. This 4 only has those 4 spaces to go. This 4 cascades down here. This pocket is filled in by this 4. This 2 goes to the left. This bit of water needs to connect to the rest at this spot, and this here needs to connect to the 24. And as to not create a fence here, the water connects at the top. So this 24 goes like so, and this bit of water connects to the rest. I never know how to pronounce this word, but we've got some straight line clues here. This 3 cannot go up, that'll separate some water on the left side, so it goes horizontal like so. And that's it for easy clues. This 3 here, if it goes horizontal, it either does this or does this. Either way, that's bad news for the 5 below, so it goes vertical. This 3, these 3s are diagonally adjacent. This 3 either goes up or to the right. And going up will fence in the 7 here as well, so that's bad. The 7 goes out. This bit of water goes down. If this 4 in a line goes down, that leaves not enough space for the 5. So the 4 has to go across at least a little bit. The 5 fills in this corner. And I do believe the 4 can't go down here, so this 2x2 needs to be filled in by 1 more space. Now, if the 3 goes up 1, we have this diagonal connection here separating the water on the bottom left from the rest of the grid. So the water connection actually needs to happen through this cell. This pocket here needs to be filled in, that pushes the 3 to the left. We have this spot over here, which is in danger of creating a pool. That's got to connect to the 5. That pushes the 4 away. So we either have the 4 going like so or up and down. I think either way it goes, if it goes like this, it creates a wall here. If it goes up and down, it creates a wall here. Either way, this is a wall. This bit connects to the 5. This bit of water goes out a little bit more. And What else have we got here? Come on, we gotta be able to get some more done here. I see the 5 flip-flopping here. This is water, and this has to connect to the rest through this spot here. 4 has to take this cell. And then it can flip-flop between these. That's still a variable, so let's see the rest. If this 5 goes to this space, that's bad for the water up above, because it can't connect to the rest. So this is water, which means the 5 goes up a little bit more. I have an argument, but it might be a little bit weird. If this here is land, what can it connect to? Or no, if this is water, I think stuff becomes bad. This cell here can't be reached by the 7 because that creates a zone here where water has to spawn and it can't connect to the rest. So if this was land, the only thing that can connect to it is the 4. So if the 4 was like this, all of this here is water. So the 4 has to reach this point. Simpler argument maybe this cell is unreachable. Unreachable by the 4, unreachable by the 7 because water spawns here. 5 and 3 can't reach this cell. So the 3 has to reach this. Well, yeah, let's go with the case I just mentioned. The 4 goes like so. Water loops around the 7. 5 takes these spots so no pools form. 5 covers these corners. And it goes down like so. I think this spot here is unreachable. This spot here is unreachable by the 3 going in a straight line. It would also be 7 apart from the 6. That resolves the 3. And this bit of water needs to connect here. The 6 can only reach up to here, so this spot is unreachable. And it has to connect to the 4 and the 6 like so on the sides. Tight budget pool patrol. We've got a start here with the 1s and 4s. And I'm guessing we just have to watch out for pools here and here, based on the title. So yeah, the 9... This 3 can't go down here because it would block the 9. So the 9 has to go out a little bit here. I think the 9 can just barely reach this spot, but if it does, then it creates a diagonal wall separating the bottom left from the top right. This spot here is unreachable, as well as these, I believe. That creates this spot, which the 9 must reach. The 9 goes around the 3, like so. 3 has to go up a little bit. We have a separation here. And this bit of water connects. That gives us the 4 as well. So the 9 has to reach this. It can take a little bit of a detour, or it can connect directly and then take 2 more cells somewhere on the outside. I'm gonna say it definitely needs to take a little detour down here. because something needs to prevent a pool from forming in these spots. And it can't be the 5, because then that blocks the 9 from going up. So we have a direct connection, and then something extends to this spot. And I believe it's got to go down to prevent this pool from forming. And there we go. We just need one more cell of water, and that's over here. Passage. We block off our ones. We have our diagonal connections, which we need to block off. This 2 flip-flops here, so this is water. This 4 goes out, this 3 goes out. This bit of water connects. And... well, that was a good bit of progress for the start, but what now? I think everything is fine for reachability up on the top right because of the 8s. Those have so much potential. Well, this 8 at least. This 8 cannot get past the wall of the 8 and the 4 here. So this 8 is going to be going down most likely. I think for this area on the bottom left, unreachability is a little bit more of a thing, maybe. At least these cells here, these have to be, these are unreachable. If the 4 goes up like so, this large bit here will be water. So it doesn't go up to this spot, but it does have to fill in this pool, which creates this corner which the 4 down must reach. Or which the 4 must go down to reach, whoops. The 5 fills in this corner. This bit of water connects to the rest. And I'm pretty sure the 6 has to cover this space here so no pools form. That's going to go through like so. And this bit of water has to sort of hug the wall around the 6. The 6 fills in these corners. 5 goes here. And that's how this bit of water connects to the rest. There we go. And now we just have to deal with the rest somehow. There's 2 flip-flops here, so this is water, this is land, and this is dangerous. It's gotta connect to some number, and the only one that's just in reach barely is this 8. Like so. These are 8 cells. This bit of water has to go out, which is why this bit of land needs to extend over here. This 4 needs to go up to prevent pools. This 2 needs to go over here. This 2 goes up to prevent a pool. This 6 has to reach over here to prevent this pool from forming. And now this is land, and it is just going to connect with the 8 over here. And we just surround the sides with water to prevent pools from forming, keeping the 8 right smack dab in the middle, and there we have it. Okay, checkered irrigation. We've just got a bunch of gaps here which we have to watch out for, and a bunch of checkerboard patterns here as well, with the numbers diagonally adjacent. Oh, we got this 4 as a gimme. This 4 goes out like so. This bit of water has to connect, forcing this 4. This 4 has to reach over here at least, and this bit of water needs to connect to the rest through this corridor on the corner. This 2 flip-flops over here. This bit goes out. We have this 3, we have this 2, and this 4. This 2 goes out like so. This 1 goes out over here. This 4 only has this room. This 3 can't go over here. but it has to prevent pools from forming in this region, so it's got to reach this corner and that corner. This bit is water. This 4 goes down. These bits connect over here. This 3 goes over like so. This 5 goes up. It's gotta go there, and this bit of water needs to connect to the rest, so that loops around like so and has to go down over here. This cell is unreachable. That gives us the 4. It is water. So let's look at this again. We've got some unreachable space here between the 2 and the 4. And over here, there's unreachable space for the 3 and the 2s. Like so. These pockets have to be filled in, and this pocket has to be filled in, which creates another pocket. This 3 flip-flops here, this 3 has to go up. That creates unreachable space here, which the 5 connects to. This space here is unreachable as well. 5, we could have filled that in a bit earlier. This 5 can't go here because a pool forms there, so it hugs the wall a little bit. This 3 reaches this pocket, this 3 reaches this pocket goes like so. And now, these bits of water need to connect through this point, which makes the 3 go up. And there we have it. You know what? Let's just try to finish everything here. Let's look at... okay, let's do the first 4, maybe. And then we'll split this up into 2 episodes. Alright, push and pull. We've got some numbers very close to each other for a start down here. And flip-flops here, so the 3 can't go to the left. This 5 has to go out a little bit more. This bit of water goes out. But yeah, I should get these. These zigzags. The 2 can't go up because that blocks in the 3, so it goes to the right. This 3 goes up here. These bits of water connect. This bit is unreachable and extends to the 5. This 5 has to press against this bit of water here to prevent a pool. This 3 goes down. This 5 goes down. This 10 has to extend outwards, and this bit of water connects. Weirdly enough, I've started like trying to learn Go recently, which is why I'm subconsciously saying words like press and connect in my just talking here when I'm supposed to be talking about logic puzzles. So this 10 has to go down to fill in this empty space here. This 4 goes down as well. And they keep getting split apart here. This bit of water has to connect to the rest of the water group. This 10 has to go up 3 more. That presses the 3 in between those. This 5 goes up. These are all unreachable. This 3 has to go out. Can't touch the 2. This pocket here gets filled by the 10 as well as the 2. This 5 goes up here. That actually gives us all the cells we need for the 10. Bit of water has to connect. This 2 flip-flops here, so this is water. This cell here needs to be reached somehow so that this isn't a pool. And that gives us 10. This 2 goes out over here. Bit of water goes out. This goes to the 5. These spots over here are all unreachable, and that gives us 2 more corners we need to fill. Complete. Big brain, okay. Sure. We've got a bunch of 1s here. And a whole bunch of numbers that are close together, which we need to separate with water. The 6 can't go here because that pins us in the 7s, so the 6 and the 7 split apart like so. This bit of water connects to the rest, this as well. This 3 goes down, making the water go down even further. This bit of water needs to connect to the rest here. If this 3 goes down, it's fenced in. This 2 flip-flops between these spaces. This 2 flip-flops over here. This 2 goes out. This 7 goes out like so. This 1 locked in over here. This 4 can only reach up to here, so this is all water. 4 has to fill in this corner. This spot over here has to reach the 7. It's going to have to fill in this corner. Now it does flip-flop, but I think it goes like this to allow the connection to happen over there. This 3 goes down. This 3 has to go to the right. This 2 fills in this corner. I think this bit of water here needs to connect like so. This 7 goes over here. This bit of water has to connect, and that gives us our 7. This bit of water goes up. The 6 goes around. We have the 2 here. This 2 and this 4, they're separated. This 7 goes out. And I think the 7 has to go down to prevent pools from forming in the brainstem. You do not want a pool in the brainstem. That sounds horrible. So, we go down here, and this bit of water needs to connect. This cell over here is unreachable, and the 2 needs to fill in the corner. That gives us a bunch of regions over here. Again, extending all the water to make sure it's going to form one big group in the end. This bit of water goes like so as well now that we have our 3 going to the left. This bit over here connects to the 4. This 2 goes down. We could have had this all the way at the start, actually. If the 4 goes down, it creates a diagonal fence. That's bad, so this is water. And this 6 fills in this gap here. This bit of water connects. We have a separation here between the 2 and the 4. And this bit of water still needs to connect here. Awesome. Sakura. Looks like we're entering need pattern territory here at the end. Yep, starting with our 1s. Have a bunch more cells which are close together here. This 3 has to go out. This 2x2 threat has to be answered by the 6. This 5 can only go 2 below, so it's got to go 2 to the right. That makes this bit of water go to the left. This 4 goes down. It can only go 1 to the right, so it goes 1 to the left. There's 2 flip-flops here. This 2 can't go to the left because that is bad for news for the 4. This is water. This cell here is unreachable. This one as well. Yeah, this cell here has to connect to the rest through this gap, making the 4 go down. If the 4 goes down one more, that's bad news for the 8, so this is water. And the 8 definitely has to go to the right a little bit more, so the water goes out here. If this separation happens, then all of this is land as well. That's bad, so this is water. This cell over here has to be taken by the 4 to prevent pools. Now the 4 can't reach this space, so this is water. 4 can't reach this space, that's water. So we have the 4 going like so. That's going to be headache-inducing with these dead ends over here. This will be a pattern in this puzzle. Let's see, the 4 goes out. If it goes to the left, that's bad for the 2, so this is water. I think if the 4 goes up, that's bad because one of these cells is going to have to be water because not both of those can't be land. And that creates isolated water, so this is water here, actually. And we have this pattern with this water needing to connect along the edge. 4 goes down. And same pattern as before. If the 4 goes down here, it's bad news for this bit on the side, so we got this situation going on. This cell here is land. The water has to connect to the rest on the left side. This goes down. This bit of water goes down. This connects to the 8, and the water goes above the 8. We have 6 cells here so far, so we definitely need this. This bit of water connects, we have our final 8 cell. All of this here is land connecting to the 8. This bit of water goes down. This is land, that connects to the 8. Oh, and there's a big diagonal fence here now, so all this water has to connect along the bottom. This 3 goes down. This here can't be land because that means this is water. This is water here. And the water connection is going to happen somewhere over here. Oh yeah, if the 5 goes down all the way over here, this being water is bad because it can't connect. So the 5 definitely goes at least one more to the right. This bit of water has to escape here. I think we've got some unreachable cells in this middle area because these numbers are fairly small and this 6 is already pretty occupied. The 6 can only go up 2 more. This 3 can only reach up to this spot. This spot has to be water. The 6 can't reach it either. 4 can't reach it either. This spot is water. This spot is water. This spot is water. No, the 6 can barely reach it. But even in the case that it does, I think it's very bad news for the 6 on the left of it. So this is water. This is land, which extends to the 6 up above. We've got this 2. We've got this corner, which is filled in for the 4. This bit of water goes down for the 3. This pocket here gets filled in for this 3. The 6 goes up. This bit is now unreachable and connects to the rest of the water. This bit has to connect to the 3. 5 goes down. 3 fills in that pocket. And we have just enough left for the 7 over here. Now this pocket here has to be filled in by this 6, I believe. I don't think anything can reach this cell here, so this is water. If the 7 goes over here, there's nothing... It's gonna have to fill in this corner too, so that's bad. Six can't reach here. And how do we resolve this now? I think if this is water, that is bad because the water is going to extend down over here while the 7 also needs to extend. So all of this is going to be occupied by the 7. And then the 7 is going to go down here, taking one of these as the last cell, because it's got to go to the right of the 6. The 6 extends down a little bit. And I don't think it can extend 3 out, because if it extends 3 out to the right, this is going to pool on the left. So this 6 can only extend 2 out to the right. This 7 can only take 1 more cell. This is all unreachable. This pool is filled in by the 7. This pool is filled in by the 6. This cell here is taken by the 6 to prevent pools from forming this 2x3. And let's go to divided attention here. I'm going to say last one in this recording session just so we split up the last few puzzles evenly. starting water cells here separating the numbers and the 2 flip-flops over here. This bit of water needs to connect to the rest through this corridor. This 3 over here. What can the 3 do? I think it can still do a lot, but this bit of water needs to go out. This cell here is unreachable. This cell here is unreachable between the 4 and this 4. But this isn't really giving us a lot, is it? This 4 needs to go up a little bit to prevent pools from forming up here. Again, not a lot of info. If this is water, that's bad because this 4 doesn't have enough room, so this 4 at least goes up a little bit. If the 4 goes up here, that's bad because this water can't connect, so this is water. If this 4 goes down, that's equally bad because this water can't connect, so that's got to be a solid fence. And then we either have this happening or this happening. Either way, this bit of water can't connect through the left side, so it's got to connect through the right side. That gives us our 3. This bit of water needs to keep connecting here. That gives us our 2. This corner needs to be filled in by the 4. This bit of water goes up here. This 5 goes out to the right. This bit of water goes up here, creating this pocket. And we can still fill this in with either this 4 or this 4. But if this happens, then the right side pools. So we gotta connect it to the 4 on the left side. This here is water for the water connection. I'm gonna say... this bit of water here has to hug the wall to connect to the rest of the water. That means the 5 goes up here. And then either takes one of these cells, so this bit is water. 4 goes out a little bit more. This bit of water goes out a little bit more. These corners are filled in. That gives us our 2 as well. And we need 2 more water cells to satisfy the 4. There we go. Really 3 more than a line. This 63 is going to curve all the way around. That's going to be a headache and a half. Well, let's do this in the next recording session. So, next time we'll be doing the second half of Enlighten, the Ascend challenge levels, as well as 3 levels for credits. Alright, see you next time for the finale. Bye-bye.